about this, I was thinking about my own children. And my daughter Hope is going to turn 4 on Monday. She loves reading, and all summer long, we've been reading Pinkalicious and Amelia Bedelia, and she loves anything by Dr. Seuss. So she loves to go to her little bookshelf, and she picks out the books that she's going to read, and she reads her books. Well, Kyle, my 7-year-old, who's going into 2nd grade, one of our things that we did this summer was he cleaned out his bookshelf. So he was taking out all the books that were just too easy for him. So he brought his big pile of books, and he gave them to Hope, our daughter. And he said, Hope, here's a bunch of books for you. And he picked out Star Wars, The Clone Wars for her. And he sat down, Hope, come read with me. And so he started to read the book to her. And after the 2nd or 3rd page, she actually took the book, closed it, and put it down. And so he wasn't phased. He's a very charismatic little guy. And so he picked out another book. So he went over and he grabbed Hot Wheels Street Heat, that he loved and he read a bunch of times when he was in kindergarten. But again, he started reading a couple pages, and Hope picked up the book, took it out of his hands, and closed the book. And so this time, Hope was thinking, these aren't the right books for me. So she got up, and she actually started looking through the pile of books that Kyle had brought in, and she chose Bear Hugs. And so Kyle was happy, I'll read it to you. So they sat together, and Kyle read Bear Hugs to her. And when he got to the end of the book, she said, Kyle, read it again. And he said, okay. And so he read it again to her. And as I was watching this kind of unfold, and as a mom and a teacher, we always, look at those opportunities as kind of teaching moments. But I was just thinking about how Hope, my 4-year-old, had just chose a just right book, and she was thinking about what the book is that would be just right for her. And as she sat there, her interest was high, and she was really enjoying the book, and Kyle was enjoying reading the book to her. So readers, selecting that just right book, we can use a strategy called I-Pick. And I-Pick, there we go, is an acronym. I stands for I choose a book. P stands for purpose. Why do I want to read this book? Interest. Does it interest me? Comprehend. Do I understand what I'm reading? And know. Do I know most of the words? Okay, so I pick. I choose the book, I have purpose, interest, I comprehend, and I know. So I want to show you my thinking when I'm really making this really important choice to find that just right book for me. So I was thinking about what I do when I'm choosing a just right anything. So if I play soccer, so for me, I want to make sure I have the perfect soccer shoes so I can play the perfect game, right? So I have to think, I went into my closet and I pulled out all of my soccer shoes, okay? So I chose these shoes. I put them on my floor and I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh, these are all great shoes. So I chose these books. I'm interested in them. Then I thought about my purpose. I'm looking at my purpose and I'm thinking, all right, these ones right here, I am going to break my toe if I play with these, and I'm not going to be able to run very fast if I play with those rain boots. So these are not going to fit my purpose. I like them. I'm interested in them. But for this one, this isn't the just right for this scenario, for this task, for this game. And then I'm thinking about my interest. And I'm thinking about, does it interest me? And I'm looking at these really cute shoes with the little pink hearts, and I'm thinking, no one is going to take me seriously if I come out in the field wearing these adorable, pink shoes with these pink hearts. So those aren't the ones that I'm going to pick. They're not just right for me in this situation. Okay, comprehension. Okay, I'm thinking about, do I understand this? And I'm looking at these shoes right here and thinking, where did I buy these? And wondering, how would I ever be able to run in these shoes? And I don't understand how these shoes would work. And I am going to break my ankle if I wear these shoes. So I don't understand how this would possibly work for my game on Sunday. So I'm not going to choose that book, because that one's not going to work for me for this purpose. And then I'm going to think about the knowledge that I have. I'm going to think about, what do I know about these books? I have played soccer for years, and most of my shoes have been Adidas. And I really like Adidas. And I know people that wear fit my keys, so maybe I'll think about that for next time. But for this situation, I want to choose a book, or I want to choose a cleats that I know something about, that I have interest about, and that I know the purpose for, and that I understand. So I'm going to choose these red Adidas cleats for my game. So readers, this is what we do when we're making choices about things in our life, and we want to make sure that we're this careful when we're choosing those just right books. So we can go through this as we're reading to think about what we're doing as we're readers. So Hope, when she was reading, when she was choosing this book, although she doesn't know this iPick, she chose this book. This was a book that she was interested in. It has bears, and she loves animal books too. So she chose a book. Okay, her purpose was she wanted to sit with Kyle and just be entertained and read this book. Okay, her interest, it interested her. She pulled it out, and she likes to read books about bears and animals. And then, does she understand what she's reading? Well, Kyle was reading this book to her, so she was understanding it, and she was looking through the pages, and she could read it. And then for this one, do I know most of the words? Well, Hope knows that she needs pictures to read books. And so this book has pictures. So she's able to read this book because she could read this book by using the pictures. So readers, when we are choosing our books, we want to make sure we use this strategy so we can be careful and thoughtful when we're choosing our books. So readers select just right books by using this iPick strategy. So now today, what I would love, how do I go back? Now it's your turn. With your partner, I want you to discuss some of the purposes of reading. Remember, that was the P in iPick. What are some of the purposes? Why would I choose a book? And with your partner, I want you to discuss what will be some purposes when you're choosing your books. You're going to have about a minute to discuss with your partner, and then we're going to chart some of your responses. You may begin. 2, 1. Great. All right, readers, let's share out. What are some purposes for choosing a book?
To learn something new.
Okay, to learn something new. What else?
Just for fun and entertainment.
Yeah. To become a better reader.
To escape reality.
Yeah, escape.
I like it.
She says just get ready. Know how to do something.
Okay.
What about to read something else that a particular author has written?
Oh, yeah. Did you know the author?
What about because you have to, because your teacher says?
You have to read about insects.
Because that's the truth, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to direct students to read something, and it's not going to be something they want to read sometimes.
Well, and our purpose is to get the kids ready for other classes. I mean, they're going to get to high school and college, and
And they're going to be told.
you're going to read the sociology book. You know, it's boring.
Huh?
All right. Nice work. All right, so today, when you go back to your desks, you're going to have an opportunity to go through the browsing boxes and give this strategy a try. Use this careful thinking. Use the iPick strategy when you're choosing your books today, and see if you can be careful and thoughtful, and see if that helps you choose those good fit books. All right, readers, when I say go, you may return to